White people. Question. What does it feel like to be white? Especially if you're white in America. I mean, if you're not in America and you're white, you can answer this question, but especially if you're white in America.
Imagine being blamed for things you were not even a part of. That's how it feels to be white. We have all these occasions throughout the year. We have Black History Month, we have Juneteenth, we have Pride Month. If we was to celebrate being white, that'd be a no-go.
Now, before we get into this video, two things I want to say to you guys. One is, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, okay? I just need to point out to us as individuals, and I feel like I am also guilty, okay? We fixate on race too much. Like, we literally fixate on race way too much. Like, we're giving race so much credit for what it should get. It's an individual skin color. Trust me, people, it's actually not really that important, okay? Because I know that some people do believe in generalization, that they believe that people act certain way or people act the same way because of where they're from. I don't believe that. Maybe that's why I feel like race and all of that is not really important. Like, I like to get to know people. I don't judge people based on like where they're from or the color of their skin and stuff, right? But people are so fixated on it. Like, you could be having a conversation with someone and then the next question is, oh, where's this person from? Or what race is this person? Like, how does that help you connect the dots in the conversation? This video is a point and blank question thrown at the white people by obviously you know who, right? Because this is a puzzling question some people have had. They want to know what it's like to walk in the shoes of a white person who's living in the United States. And, they don't really mind if you are white living outside the United States, right? Now, I'm aware that every race, every individual has a different life in different places. Like, a black person and a white person cannot have the same life experiences wherever they go because of like we have built that in our subconscious, like subconsciously, we do not even know where we're enabling and just enhancing these ill thoughts and just making race and skin color so much more important than it should be. This young lady blatantly asks white people, what is it like being white? What is it like being white in America? I'm not going to take her words I'm not going to speak her words for her. We're going to watch this video and you're going to see what the answers are, okay? And obviously, if you're a white person, please let's know your opinion as well.
Question. What does it feel like to be white? Especially if you're white in America. I mean, if you're not in America and you're white, you can answer this question, but especially if you're white and American, how does that feel? I know, being a black person, especially a black woman, one of the biggest issues is that we're always exhausted carrying our entire race on our backs. We always feel like a monolith, even though we're not a monolith, and that one of us can mess up and it would make the entire race look bad. And I'm sure it's the same way for Mexicans and, indigenous people, but I never hear white people talk about stuff like that. So let me know. Stitch, duet, whatever. But how does it feel?
Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of. That's how it feels to be white. If I was to make a post on Facebook and I said I'm proud to be white, I'd be the most racist person there was. That's how it feels to be white. Imagine being blamed for things you were not even a part of. That's how it feels to be white. We have all these occasions throughout the year. We have Black History Month, we have Juneteenth, we have Pride Month. If we was to celebrate being white, that'd be a no-go. That's how it feels to be white.
Okay, so that question was asked. Now, I think I pride myself to be quite open-minded, and I pride myself to be quite, realistic. Okay, so I don't know the necessity to this question, but if it's a curiosity that she had and people also have had, quite all right. Everyone, you're free to like ask questions and stuff, and if people want to respond, that's fine. But yeah. One thing she said about, the whole profiling thing, she's very right about that, in the sense that she mentioned, like as a black person, as a black female, they're always, or rather, I'm going to speak for her because I don't know, like she shouldn't speak for others, okay? She made mention, carrying the whole community at her back because, like there's a profiling, if one person does something good, No, if one person does something bad, the whole community is seen as that. If one person does something good, only that person is being seen as that. Yes, that's basically what she meant. And before I get into the speech, before I get into actual white people giving a response to her question, I am going to give a response to that. And the response is, if you feel like you're exhausted because you're carrying the whole your whole culture, your whole race at your back, that quite literally is the same for the white people as well, because there are stereotypes. Okay, there are stereotypes, there are propagandas that are being attributed to different races just because of like experiences about one person, or even 10% out of 100 of a certain race. Okay, and it is the same thing. What you think about white people, trust me, every other person thinks the same about white people. We talk about like white privilege. Okay, that white privilege as well. Yes, there could be that 1% out of 20 who has white privilege working for them, but doesn't mean that every white person experience white privilege. But if you believe that, every other person believes that. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. So if you feel like you're carrying your whole race at the back of your head, or the back of your back, or on top of your head, because of like the stereotypes and just how people tend to generalize, it is quite literally the same, because we are all humans and it actually has to do with our brain chemistry. Okay, but let us get into some responses from some people who wanted to share their responses.
Your cable channels, you have BET, Black Entertainment. If we created a channel that was called WET, White Entertainment, that'd be a no-go. That's how it feels to be white. If we speak up on racism, we're hated by some of our own kind and other races. That's how it feels to be white. Have the day you deserve.
Hi, white person here. Now imagine if white people started their videos with black people. That's ugly.
Question.
What's your question?
What does it feel like to be white?
What does it feel like to be white?
Especially if you're white in America.
White in America, that changes the whole thing, because the white in America is not always that great. This is coming from an immigrant. Before moving to the United States, color of the skin was never the topic of any conversation. Nobody cared. But then I moved to the United States and suddenly my skin color became important. Why?
I know, being a black person, especially a black woman, one of the biggest issues that we're always exhausted.
White people are tired as well. One of the things that we're tired of is seeing videos like yours where the video starts with white people. Why do we need to make a difference between white, black, purple, green, whatever? Why don't you start a video with people or women, or I don't know, narrow it down. Stop saying white people, because guess what? We would start our videos like that, we would be called racist. How does it feel being white and living in...
That's what I said. Like, oh my God. Like, she literally just took it out of my mouth. Okay, she didn't, because I already said it. I don't know why the race of individuals is so important. Like, we are given, I'm not guilty of this. Earlier, I said that I'm also guilty of this, but I'm not guilty of this. I really don't care about people's race. I really don't care about people's skin color. So like, we're giving so much importance to skin colors, to races. You heard what she said. Before she moved to America, she didn't even remember that she was white. But coming into America, everything is about black and white, black and white, black and white. And in that, I would say that that is segregational, because the United States is not filled with just the black and the whites. Okay, slavery back in the days wasn't amongst or between just the black and the white. Okay, so why are we leaving a whole lot of people out of a topic or out of a problem that's supposed to be collective? Okay, and the guy that spoke earlier mentioning all this. I made a video one time, talking about like white people feeling ashamed to say that they feel proud to be white. And that really it broke my heart, because why are you living in a world where you're being seen as an oppressor, but you are like literally like the victim in some instances? Okay, I'm not saying that black people have not experienced victimization, or they've never been victims to whatever sort of like craziness that goes on in the world. But all I'm saying is that we are all humans, and we are the ones who are facilitating these things. Okay, these vices come from us. Okay, so if you feel like you're being oppressed by the white community, trust me, in your bid to retaliate, you are oppressing the white community as well. Okay, so if you're feeling like, oh my God, like you can't be this, or you see black people coming out and say, oh, I'm black and I'm proud, they can be vocally appreciative of who they are, of their heritage, And everyone feels like that is okay. It's so much good. It's okay. It's even encouraged. You see some pick me white people, trying to, also urge them on, like, oh yes, you're beautiful. Yes, 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 you are. I'm a beautiful black woman. I don't know about you. I don't know what you think, but I know that I'm a beautiful black woman. And if I had a white person sitting here and that person was beautiful to me, I'm going to say you are a beautiful white woman or a beautiful or a handsome white man, whatever. But if a white person dares come say that, a whole lot of things that black people get away with, quite literally, if the case were reversed, it would be total chaos. I need you to understand me that I am not invalidating anybody's struggle. I am not also reducing anybody's struggle. Struggle is struggle. Because you think like you have the whole world, because you think like you're exhausted, because you're carrying the whole world, it doesn't give you the leverage to invalidate another person's struggle. Struggle is struggle, and sin is sin. Sin is sin. Okay, I just want to put that out. It's not a monk, but yeah.
United States. I can tell you this, it feels amazing.
Some black lady made a post that says, white people, how does it feel to be white? Okay, well, this is how it feels to be white. Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of. If I put up that I'm proud to be white, people would comment that I'm the most racist person in the world. All right, imagine being blamed for something that you were never a part of. Okay, so also on top of that, imagine that you can't get a job now because of the color of your skin. Like literally they tell you that we are not hiring any white people right now. We need more people of ethnicity here. Huh. Imagine being straight and white and Christian. You're like the triple threat of hatred. Imagine being told that you have an ideology that you don't have. Like, just because you're white, you're racist.
Out of my mouth, and I feel like they've said everything. I've said everything, and I just need us to learn to identify ourselves as individuals, identify ourselves as humans, and learn to identify ourselves as people. Okay, now if you want to identify like people based on like their good deeds or their bad deeds, you're gonna be like, oh, white people are good, they do this. White people are bad, oh, they do this. Or black people are this. Or do it when you actually have a personal experience with this, guys. In a bid to like promote inclusivity, I think that the society is consciously or subconsciously in a bid to like push the agenda of inclusivity. What they're doing is reverse segregation, reverse racism. Okay, so they're trying to like include a minority body that they think are the oppressed, right? So they are subconsciously or unconsciously just twisting it, like they're turning it and they're turning it, and then it's going back to the oppressors in quotes. Okay, so because quite literally, I have made a video where an individual who supposedly should be under the white privilege, right? Because there's something called white privilege, right? So this individual was actually blatantly denied a role simply because his skin was white. So I just feel like if you're going through things because of the color of your skin and your skin color is black, I need you to just think and say, oh, this is unfair. I wish the world could change. I wish the world could focus less on this really destructive vices that we're feeding our brain and our mind and our everything with. Okay, we should stop thinking, oh, this is unfair. I know it'll be fair on the other race. No, because it's quite nuts. And the most crazy thing is that no matter what, if we do not start accepting our reality, if we do not start accepting reality, it's going to consume us at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, we can never actually walk in the shoes of like the other person or the other race. But never say never. The world and technology is very focused on advancing and just producing ways for stupidity. So anything is possible. There could be a new device or a new surgery that you can go through, and then you may look black or you may look white because let's not even let's not even touch on that, because that's going to be a whole broad issue on its own. Okay, we've come to the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. Do well to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And upon to the very next one, let's keep on staying safe and healthy. You guys subscribe to my channel, okay? So bye.